Hi, I'm Stephanie Decker, 25-year member.
And I'm Bob Chalker, AMP CEO.
Welcome to the Members Roundtable video series, episode 3. Bob, can you tell us what happens with membership, whether I'm Legacy NACE or Legacy SSPC?
Stephanie, that's a great question, especially as we sit here today in mid-December. We're going to be starting in January rolling out the AMP membership. As many people know, for the last year, we had dual membership. You kept both a NACE and an SSPC membership, paid once, but got the benefits of both. We had to do that because of systems and technology coming together, but we're ready to launch the AMP membership. It will be one membership. The membership program committee has worked extremely hard to make sure that the benefits of membership are as good, and I will argue even better in many cases for our members. Here's the thing to do. Watch for emails. Between now and over the next several weeks, even a couple months, we will be rolling out the new membership. The emails will explain what the new benefits are, how it's going to work, how do you renew, and to make sure that all the information they have, but really for our members to watch for those emails and pay attention. We're also putting things in social media. There was a communication campaign that started a couple weeks ago, and it's going to roll through the start of the new year. So all of that information is going to be there, and I really recommend that if you're a member of either NACE or SSPC, or for the last year both, keep those memberships current. If yours is due to expire in the next couple weeks, go ahead and renew it. You're not going to pay twice. We're not going to double charge you. But the best thing they can do is be current and watch.
Okay. What do I do if I get an invoice from both Legacy SSPC and Legacy NACE?
Don't pay both. That's what you do. Don't pay. Call customer service and they'll get it straightened out. We are working from two systems. This whole process has been very, very manual. We have done everything we can to control that and make sure people don't get to. But the reality is, somebody's got two different emails, one in the NACE system and a different one in the SSPC, or in some cases even two different names. They use a different last name in each system. We would not have been able to deduplicate it, and there is the potential that one went out. Just call customer service.
Okay.
We will take care of that.
Thank you. What happens with my certifications, whether it's NACE certifications or SSPC certifications, or if I have both?
Okay, so this really applies in the coatings area of it because there are a large number of certifications. In fact, one of the beauties with the merger was that we now have a total suite of certifications to support this industry. But there are a few, coatings inspection for one, where both organizations had a program. First of all, since we announced the merger, you are only paying for one certification and you are keeping both. And hopefully nobody did pay for two. If they did, again, call customer service. We'll get that straightened out. But you only paid for one. Over the next several months, we're going to be rolling out the new certification. It will be for coating inspection. It will continue to be the NACE coatings inspection program. There will be SSPC branded programs for the applicators, the blasters, et cetera. We're going to keep those brands. As we've talked before, we are keeping both brands in the marketplace because so many of these certifications are spec'd in regulations and industry standards and even state and federal and laws around the nation. We don't want to disrupt anybody's career because we changed the name. So we're leaving the name the same, but we'll have a process for people to transition. If they were carrying a SSPC PCI certification, there will be a process to transition to the new AMP NACE CIP. That's, again, all going to come out. The committee's still doing some work to look, what does that exactly look like? But they're doing everything they can to keep it as simple and easy and not disruptive to those people who hold the certifications. Keep your certifications current. Same story, watch for the emails. We are doing everything we can to communicate. If you have questions, call and ask, and know that nothing is going to change over the next couple weeks. It's in the next couple months. I expect around April, we'll start to see that change come into place.
You mentioned CIP and the PCI programs. What will happen to the QP program?
So the QP program and the NICAP program on the NACE side is becoming the QP program. So one of the decisions that was made really early on is we were going to embrace the former NACE CIP certification, but we are going to also embrace the SSPC QP program. That has been in place and launched, and we've got a transition for those companies that had the NICAP certification. That's happening now. We're in communication with them. They know it's happening. For the QP program, for the most part, if you are QP certified prior to the merger, not much is going to change for you. We are really fully embracing the QP program.
Okay. With regards to standards, which you mentioned, can you give us two things on that? The short-term plan and the long-term plan with standards and where they're going to go or change?
Yes. So short-term, today we are in the process of putting the AMP certification process, standards process in place. Let's just be honest, both organizations had a standards process that was not where it needed to be able to be a leader in developing standards for the industry. There are a lot of organizations who were doing it a lot better than us. So a while back, we talked about when the merger occurred, we gave direction to the committees to look at how NACE did it, look at how SSPC did it, but go out and look how other organizations are doing it. Let's put best practices in place. This is one of those circumstances where we're looking at what others are doing. And so it's a significant change to the process for both our members who have been involved on either the NACE or the SSPC side. But they're having great success. A lot of that integration has already occurred, and I'm really proud to announce we just published the first AMP standard, and we did it in 8 months. Neither organization had the capability to do that. And I was reminded by a friend, remember, it was also done with extremely high quality. Quality did not suffer because of the speed. We just put a lot of effort into making sure the process itself was effective. So short term and long term, or longer term, if a certification that was published under NACE will continue to keep the NACE brand. Certification under SSPC will continue to keep the SSPC brand for the same reasons I said about the certification. These things are spec'd in regulations and company specifications and state and federal laws, and around the world nations respect them. We don't want to disrupt that, so they'll continue. New standards will be published under the AMP brand going forward. Long term, it's about really expanding our reach, serving the industry by publishing the new standards that this industry needs to support new technologies and new ways of doing things, but also to update our older standards to make sure that they also are serving our industry well. So there's going to be a huge push of, I'll call quality, raising the bar on the standards we have, and then finding new opportunities to publish standards either because new materials are being introduced, new technologies, or new industries that we're going into. We have 12 new standards in the pipeline sitting here today. And that's after only just a couple months of work. So I'm really excited that the long-term potential for AMP in the certification area is going to be one of the big wins as we've brought these two organizations together.
Thank you, Bob, for answering all of these questions from our members. It's extremely helpful. Can you please tell members how they can reach out to you and communicate with you and or AMP staff?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, to reach me personally, robert.chalker@amp.org. That comes right to me in my inbox. If I'm out of town, I have somebody who watches that box to make sure that it gets answered and they don't sit. If you want to reach the organization, customer service, call the 1-800 number. But we also monitor, like a lot of companies do, social media. So if you really got a question and you don't feel like you're getting an answer, put a post on our Facebook page. Somebody will get back to you. So or send a message through Facebook to the AMP site. We'll get back to you. We monitor LinkedIn. So we're like everybody else, multiple ways of communicating, as many as we possibly can. Email, phone calls, social media.
Thank you.
You're welcome.